Welcome everyone, I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's explainer. We're going on a fascinating journey today, right into the intersection of human biology and cutting-edge tech. We're going to explore how intentionally stressing our bodies can actually make us stronger, and more importantly, how we can use modern tools, specifically artificial intelligence, to decode the absolute mountain of biological data we generate along the way. If you've ever stared at a blood test result and just felt, well, totally lost, you're in exactly the right place.
Okay, let's dive into this, because it is so easy to get distracted right now. We live in a world that is frankly obsessed with the next shiny new supplement or the latest wellness microtrend. But you really have to ask yourself, are you majoring in the minor things? With our smartwatches buzzing, continuous glucose monitors, and endless blood panels, it's incredibly easy to just drown in our own health data while totally missing the foundational pillars of true vitality.
But what if you didn't have to navigate that whole mountain of data by yourself? What if you had a tool that could make sense of it all in seconds? By the end of this explainer, we are going to unpack exactly how you can turn AI platforms into your very own personal, PhD-level health analyst. We're going to show you how to take back control of your data to truly understand your unique biology.
Section 1. The Comfort Crisis.
To understand why we even need to track all this data, we kind of have to look at our baseline problem. Human beings were built to oscillate between extremes, right? Hot and cold, feasting and fasting. These environmental cues actually signal to our bodies that everything is working properly. But just look at our modern reality. We go from air-conditioned houses to air-conditioned cars. We sit on soft sofas. We wear thick shoes. We've basically engineered natural polarity right out of our lives, and it's causing our innate adaptive mechanisms to just waste away.
Let's look at a really prime example of this modern atrophy. And honestly, you might want to check your posture right now while we're talking about this. We call it the tech neck cascade. When you hunch over your phone or your computer, you develop forward head posture. And this isn't just an aesthetic thing. Stepping out of alignment multiplies the weight your neck has to support. It's a geometric increase in pressure on your cervical vertebrae. That cuts off blood supply, reduces the oxygen available to your brain, and can literally change your respiratory rate. It silently locks your body into a stressed fight-or-flight state. So you know that late afternoon fatigue you always feel? Yeah, it might not be a lack of caffeine, it might literally just be your posture.
Section 2. Biohacking your resilience.
So, how do we actually fix this atrophy? Well, we have to intentionally seek out adversity to build back our ancestral strength. When you step into a 200-degree sauna or endure a 50-degree cold shower, your body releases these things called heat shock proteins. Think of them as biological housekeepers. One of the hallmarks of aging is the buildup of misfolded proteins. But heat shock proteins scour your body, recycling that damaged stuff, upregulating your antioxidant defenses, and effectively slowing down the aging process. It is pure biological magic.
And you can build this resilience right into your daily environment. We're talking about getting early morning natural sunlight to set your circadian rhythm. If you can't get outside, a 10,000 lux light panel works wonders. Using saunas to safely simulate fevers, which naturally detoxifies the body and makes it inhospitable to pathogens. And of course, cold plunges. Now, while they definitely require careful moderation so you don't overfill your stress bucket, cold exposure builds incredible mental fortitude and just floods your brain with dopamine.
Section 3. The Health Data Dilemma.
But here's where things get a bit tricky. As we start tweaking our environments, adjusting our light exposure, and shocking our systems with extreme temps, we start accumulating a massive amount of data. Take peptides, for example. These are short chains of amino acids that act as signaling molecules in the body. Unlike harsh pharmaceuticals that force a biological change, peptides, like BPC-157 for instance, gently suggest changes. They gently encourage accelerating wound healing in tendons or repairing the gut. Because they act as subtle signals rather than blunt force, we really have to closely track how our own unique biology responds to them.
Let's put this into perspective with something super mainstream right now, like GLP-1 agonist for weight loss. Synthetic GLP-1 drugs last up to 6,000 times longer in the body than natural GLP-1. I mean, that sounds great for appetite suppression, sure, but your body was never actually designed to have this hormone elevated constantly, especially while you're sleeping. On the flip side, natural plant extracts like cow cur boost GLP-1 six-fold, but have a natural, short half-life. That closely mimics the body's actual rhythm. Navigating these highly complex biochemical choices, yeah, it requires some serious data tracking.
And you know what? That data can be incredibly confusing. By using a continuous glucose monitor, the subject in our source material discovered something wild. seemingly healthy, plain steamed green beans caused massive blood sugar spikes, while a bowl of ice cream barely moved the needle. I mean, ice cream, no way, right? Raw metabolic data is just full of these bizarre paradoxes based entirely on our individual gut microbiomes and metabolic types.
Which brings us to a real game changer. Section 4, AI, your personal health analyst.
So this brings us to the absolute core focus of today's explainer. How do we actually make sense of all these confusing lab results, surprising glucose spikes, and complex biological markers? Well, imagine if you could just hand your raw blood data over to a PhD-level medical researcher who works for free 24/7. That is exactly what platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity offer us today. You don't have to blindly trust a single opinion anymore or spend hours scrolling Google for biochemical answers you barely understand. AI is literally your accessibility bridge to complex medical science.
So the crucial point here is knowing exactly how to use it safely and effectively. Here are your golden rules for AI lab analysis. First, and this is absolutely crucial, always anonymize your data. Strip out your name, your birth date, and any personal info before you upload those PDFs. Once it's anonymized, feed in your blood panels or your continuous glucose monitor results. And don't just ask about one single marker. Ask the AI to find correlations across the entire constellation of data. Ask it to look for the root cause of an imbalance rather than just suggesting a supplement to patch up a symptom. And finally, always verify the medical claims it makes by using a tool like Perplexity, which actually cites its scientific sources.
Section 5, mastering your AI prompts.
To actually unlock this tech for your health, you've got to learn its language. As the source material so perfectly puts it, the quality of your prompt determines the quality of your results. Seriously, if you type in a lazy, vague question, you're going to get a generic, unhelpful answer. The AI needs intelligent, specific direction to give you that PhD-level analysis.
Here is the exact step-by-step for a killer query. Step 1, assign the AI a role. Tell it, act as an expert functional medicine doctor and biochemical researcher. Step 2, input your specific anonymized lab markers. Step 3, ask for a specific output, like a second opinion on a diagnosis or to hypothesize potential root causes for a cluster of symptoms.
Let's put that together into a perfectly synthesized prompt. It looks something like this. Given these high iron markers and low energy, what root causes should I explore to address this as a whole? Notice how it combines a very specific lab result, high iron, with a subjective symptom, low energy, and explicitly asks to address the body as a whole system. This forces the AI to look at the systemic picture, rather than treating your body like a bunch of isolated parts.
And hey, you don't just have to use this for blood labs. You can use AI for everyday wellness too. With your doctor's permission, you can transcribe your medical visits and feed that text into AI to help translate all the medical jargon into plain English. You can even snap photos of confusing ingredient labels at the grocery store and ask the AI, what on earth is magnesium stearate and do I need to care about it? It's literally like having a nutritionist in your pocket while you shop.
We've covered some incredible ground today, from recognizing how our modern comforts are causing atrophy, to using heat and cold to build resilience, and finally, using AI to become the master of your own biological data. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Will you let the mountain of modern health data overwhelm you, or will you take control, write that first prompt, and chart your own path to bioharmony? The tools are right there at your fingertips. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really can't wait to see you decode your health.
My body's a temple, but the walls are cracked. Stuck in the rubble of the years I've stacked. Stagnation in my veins like a river through the dust. Toxic whispers in the wind, but I gotta rebuild. I must.